Right now, Kristi joins us with a look at what we're facing here in BC.
Thanks, Chris. Well, when we look at the California area, and we talked about the fact that they have no significant rain in the forecast, as far as we can see, it's that similar pattern that we're dealing with here. We do have some rain in the forecast, but generally speaking, over the next little while, we don't have any winter-like weather on the way and nothing substantial. The scene out there right now is pretty spectacular with the lights, but we did have gray skies through a good part of the day today. We are anticipating a next system to roll in, but it will take a while to make its way down towards the south coast. So here's the timeline. So tomorrow we're expecting the majority of the rainfall across the north and central coast. You can anticipate windy conditions there. No warnings in effect. As for the south coast area, a fairly pleasant day. Yes, we're going to see frosty conditions. It will be cold overnight and foggy conditions in the morning, but overall a mix of sun and cloud all across southern BC. It's not until much later in the day does this system drive down across the region. We'll see the rain develop overnight Thursday and then continue into our Friday morning, but it clears out by Friday afternoon. So it's a very short period that we'll see that rainfall. Meanwhile, in the afternoon on Friday, still a few flurries or showers lower down for those of you in the interior. Overall, the weekend, though, is looking pretty dry. So wet and windy for the north coast region. Mild, though. Look at that. Prince George, a high of 2 degrees. We're expecting bright skies. Kamloops south through Kelowna and Osoyoos. We're expecting brighter skies across southern Vancouver Island. We certainly will see some cloud cover lingering, but overall, the trend is for pretty nice conditions, other than some rain on Friday morning. Back to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Kristi. Love to see some of that sunshine. Danger here being driven by a couple of extreme weather events in California. Senior meteorologist Kristi Gordon is here with more on what's happening down there. Kristi?
Chris, it's really two extremes that this area is dealing with. Basically, they have near record drought. They haven't had any substantial rain since spring. Through summer and all of fall, they've had just over a trace of rainfall. Typically, the fall, they would get about 3 to 4 inches of rainfall to put an end to the wildfire season before the Santa Ana wind season comes in. And that just hasn't happened. Then, to attack on top of that, an extreme Santa Ana wind event where they've seen wind gusts close to 100 miles an hour. That's like 160 kilometer an hour winds. And a typical Santa Ana wind event may have sort of 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. Now, the winds are expected to come down substantially tomorrow. That will give the firefighters some reprieve. But in terms of rainfall, that area has no rain as far as we can see, it potentially right through until Friday of next week. Back to you.
All right, Kristi. And we'll check in a little later for the BC forecast as well. High wind and drought have dominated the coverage from California, but around here it's more drizzle and fog and some other very interesting phenomenon. What do you got going on behind you there?
Well, this is a shot from the morning in Burnaby. David's sharing this from yesterday, but as you well said, I mean, it's been a couple of days of fog, but what happens is as the fog starts to dissipate and you just get these lingering sort of water droplets in the air and the sun reflects off of the windows in a building, you can sometimes get this incredible image. And David assured me that he has not used a filter, so this is really cool. We are anticipating fog again tomorrow. It will be a little bit more patchy, but temperatures tonight are going to drop down to 1 degree, so you can expect it to not only be foggy but also a bit frosty. Now tomorrow the impact of the rainfall will be across the north and central coast. We're expecting southern BC to be dry. Yes, we'll see cloud cover in the mix similar to what we've seen over the last couple of days, but it's not until tomorrow night as the front shift across the south coast, and we'll see that impact into Friday morning. But by Friday afternoon, once again, the system shifts out of the region and we're back to a blue sky. It will be a bit windy on Friday as well. And I should point out, still showers lingering through the southern interior regions on Friday. But generally speaking, tomorrow bright and dry for southern BC. Wet and windy, though, for the north coast region. Temperature-wise, we're still very mild for this time of year. 2 degrees expected in through Osoyoos, and we're expecting 8 in through Victoria, 6 in through Metro Vancouver, which is near seasonal for this time of year. So dry tomorrow with some breaks of blue sky, but by Thursday night, tomorrow night, we're expecting rainfall. That takes us into our Friday morning. So far, the weekend is looking mostly dry, just a slight chance of showers on Saturday. All right, tonight, Central Windows with the window is coming to you from Lac La Hache. The sunrise from yesterday morning. We've had amazing sunrise shots over the last couple of days. So Simone, thanks so much for sharing this one.
We're in like a golden era for photography of the sky in the last little while.
Totally.
It's incredible pictures. Okay, thanks very much for that, Kristi. Good luck, Kelsey. You got a lot of people in BC pulling for you for sure. 30 seconds to go. Last word on weather, Kristi, before we go.
Okay, a bit foggy and frosty to start the day off tomorrow, so give yourself a bit of extra time. Generally pleasant, though, during the day, although we'll still see some cloud cover. Thursday night, rainfall into Friday morning, but so far it looks like we're trending towards a pretty nice weekend, which will be nice for everyone.
I like that. Sounds good. Any update on the Canucks game, Squire?
1-1.
1-1 still. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.